Hey y'all. So this week we integrated our younger chickens with our older chickens. We had this net in between separating the chicken area from the younger chickens in the white mobile coop, and then the older chickens who would stay in the red shed coop. Now the big girls, they still go into this shed at night, while the younger girls, right next to Shorty, that's one of the younger girls. Or is it? Let me check. That might be one of the older girls, but definitely this gray one is one of the younger girls, like laying here. That's one of the younger girls. So the young ones still go in here at night because they associate that as their home. And then the old girls will go into the shed. And yesterday we had the net right here taken down, and it was just like laying here. We hadn't pulled it out yet. And last night when Daniel did the bird check, he happened to see there was a bird tangled in the net, and the other birds had attacked her, the poor thing. So we patched her up, and we now have her in quarantine over here. And I want to show you her. At nighttime, birds kind of go into like a coma state, and they'll be really calm, and so you can handle them really easily. So if you're going to like clip their feathers or mess with them at all, this is the best time to do it. So for her treatment, in her water, it's got the oregano garlic blend in there. So it'll help her if she is getting sick, which she might get a fever. She's hidden under here. Come here, darling. So this is like the ramp to go into their mobile coop, but we didn't open this door for her. So the birds plucked all the feathers off her back, and like on her side, on one of her sides, they plucked all her feathers out, and her worst injury is on the top of her head. They actually went through her skin. And when we found her, like her skull was exposed. So they'd gone through, past the feathers, gotten her skin, and it was her skull that we could see. So we have a silver spray on her right now. It's a liquid Band-Aid that we had used for Peach when her ear had been ripped off that the vet gave us. And we had that left over, so we're using that for this girl to help heal her up. So I'm gonna see if I can show you her. See, can you come out, darling? Okay, she might come out. I don't want to stress her out too much because I want her to heal. So she's able to move around a little bit. There she is. Thank you, darling. So she's able to move around, but like you'll see her head. So feathers will grow back, so I'm not worried about her feathers. Her main injury for me that I'm concerned about is the top of her head. She's obviously hurt, but she is able to get up and move around. And right now her mouth is open and she's panting like that because it is hot out. It is just over 91 degrees out, and it's really humid. So we just want her to be safe in here, but it's good that she's out here with the rest of the birds, separated from them, but with the rest of the birds because they don't do well in isolation. If she had been left with the rest of the birds much longer, they would have killed her. We're not sure exactly how long she had been out there, tangled in the net, but birds will attack each other and kill each other if one of them seems weak. So we're glad that we got to her in time. All right, I want to give you an update on our injured bird who, since she's injured, we've named her. Oh, hello there. So we named her Little Bird. She's walking pretty normal. No issues there. She's getting food and water. She did get rained on last night. We had a storm and the rain goes sideways here. So that just meant it came right up in here. Daniel's put some wood shavings down, fresh carbon, so it's not swampy for her. Let me see if I can get a shot of the top of her head where her worst injury is. There you go, good girl. Good girl. I don't really want to stress her out. She seems distressed, but the top of her head where the little silver mark is, that's her worst injury. And she had about a nickel size wound that went to her skull. So you can see, darling, it's healed up pretty good. So I was thinking we'd probably have to keep her in here a couple months, but how quickly the top of her head is healing, I don't even know if we'll need to keep her in here a whole month. I didn't know if her head would close up all right or not. Hey y'all, today Daniel and I are going to be trimming the hooves of the goats, and these are some of the tools that we have today. I'll link them in the description down below. We have some clippers for cutting and what is this called? A file. I have this file to smooth it out, make sure that their hooves are nice and flat after I've cut away. I also have this hoof trimmer that is commonly used with horses, and we'll go ahead and use this as needed as well. So let's get started. Hey y'all, so first up was Glen Coco, and Daniel's holding her down. She's kind of pinned down, but he's not putting any excessive force on her. He's just making sure that she is still enough for me to safely handle her feet with these tools. From our research, we found that they do best if a person is holding them and kind of soothing them while having their feet worked on, rather than being tied up with a leash or a halter, which our girls do not like wearing. In the future, I would love to have them step up on a table with a leash and halter on, and Daniel's holding them while standing, but we're still all getting used to clipping hooves. So Glen Coco's a little bit more fussy than Buttercup. Buttercup's pretty good. She didn't really fuss much. There was a point while we were working on her that she started to wiggle around, and a hoof that started to be clipped on, so the hoof wasn't nice and smooth, moved and got Daniel scratched across his stomach, which you'll see later on, and that was unfortunate, but she wasn't trying to hurt Daniel, she was just adjusting. So Daniel was like kicked while we were working. This one definitely is gonna bruise. How bad is it?
It stings a bit from where you hit. It'll bruise. Yeah, it'll bruise.
This is only their second time having their hooves worked on, so I would say they did pretty good. It's just unfortunate Daniel got kicked. Hey y'all, join us next week where we will be bringing our Scottish Highland cows to the farm. We tried this week, but we had to reschedule twice, and the cows and ourselves were actually attacked by hornets.